Mexico United. We'll be back in just a second. The 2021 New Mexico United season is presented by Sandia Resort and Casino, close to home, far from ordinary. My name's Tyler Ortega, joined tonight by Chris Hurst for the first time this year. Chris, pleasure to have you, as it is Pride Night here at the Lab. New Mexico United taking on Austin Bold. But before we get too far into tonight's matchup, let's have a look at how we got here. Flashback last Friday, New Mexico United out in Harriman, Utah to take on Real Monarchs. Chris, Zach Prince at the helm of New Mexico United. Troy Lesesne suspended due to that red card against Loudoun just here a couple of weeks ago. What did you see out of the black and yellow in this one?
Yeah, it took them a little while to get going. They really struggled to get any kind of open opportunities from open play. Tambakis had to be on form to keep that clean sheet, so you'll be really pleased with that. New Mexico United relied really heavily on the set piece delivery from Chelo Martinez, and as we're about to see, that was one of the decisive moment in the game.
Yeah, as that was a goal line clearance there, but as you mentioned, it was Chelo Martinez right here in this one, Chris. Late in the game, we're talking last 10 minutes of the 90, and that's exactly what you tell your free kick taker to do.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the New Mexico United players have been missing it in the box pretty much all day with some wicked deliveries, and this one, it was probably a good thing and it worked out for New Mexico United that everyone missed that delivery.
It was a big 3 points there for the black and yellow, but let's go ahead and have a look at tonight's Lumen Optimal Wellness players to watch. Enjoy a healthier body and mind today. For the visitors, it is Sean Okoli. He has 5 starts, 5 appearances. He's good with both feet. He's good in the air. He's good with his back to goal. He scored a goal and an assist. On the other side, Chelo Martinez, as we just said, it's his first year with New Mexico United, scored his first goal last year, and has created 9 chances so far. We're going to step aside for just a moment. We'll be right back with lineups and kickoff.
B-Dubs gives you more with buy one, get one free traditional wings on Wing Tuesdays. It's like hitting the lottery twice, right in the mouth. The win-win value lineup at Buffalo Wild Wings. Get takeout or delivery.
In the 2019 Reader's Choice Awards from the Albuquerque Journal, Sandia Resort and Casino was voted Albuquerque's favorite casino. Best customer service, best entertainment venue, best slot machines and poker room, best variety of table games, best rewards program, and best golf course. Best buffet, favorite nightclub, favorite casino. Albuquerque, you deserve the best. Sandia Resort and Casino, close to home, far from ordinary.
This is where I keep my memories. Those carefree days when we were all so close. Those sounds, shapes, those special places. I've missed them. I'm ready for some new adventures. And so is New Mexico.
If sweat is your body's natural way of cooling itself down, then condensation is a beer's natural way of saying, drink me. Michelob Ultra, now with a new look.
Hate bones? Love saving money? B-Dubs gives you more with buy one, get one free boneless wings on Boneless Thursdays. So keep the bones in your wallet and out of your chicken. The win-win value lineup at Buffalo Wild Wings. Get takeout or delivery.
Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to the Lab, as let's go ahead and have a look at tonight's starting lineups presented by Michelob Ultra. Tyler Ortega here, joined by Chris Hurst. It is Pride Night here at the lab as you see the curse with the tifo that they've got made. But as I said, starting lineups here for New Mexico United. It is in goal, Alex Tambakis. You've got Kalen Ryden anchoring that back line. It's the return of Juan Pablo Guzman here tonight, Chris, as we know how crucial he is in that midfield. And it looks like we'll see a pairing of Sandoval and Illich up top.
Yeah, it's listed as a 3-4-3 there, but I really expect it to maintain with the 3-5-2 that Coach Lessane's been doing pretty much all season. So Illich and Sandoval up top with Guzman anchoring that midfield.
And now the starting 11 for Austin Bold. As we see, it's Elliot Panico making the start tonight. He is on loan from Nashville. He's only conceded twice in 4 appearances, Chris. He's got 2 clean sheets on the year. New Mexico United going to have their hands full with him in between goal.
Yeah, both keepers coming in on the back of clean sheets. The Austin Bold scored in the 53rd second last time out against Pittsburgh and then defended for the rest of the game with a late onslaught for the last 10 minutes of the game. So they did really well to hold on there for the 3 points, and New Mexico United are going to have to do something special to break that down tonight.
Yeah, New Mexico United coming in with 3 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw on the season. As we said last week, defeating Real Monarchs last Friday, 1-0. It was that goal that we showed you by Chelo Martinez in the 82nd minute. As you can see, New Mexico United, yes, they're wearing some black and yellow, but these are special edition Pride uniforms that they will be wearing for tonight. Not only wearing them, but after the match, actually auctioning them off, Chris. Game worn, signed for the Somos Unidos Foundation, the nonprofit branch of New Mexico United. But as we can see, this is the largest crowd New Mexico United have had this year, Chris, bordering 9,000 people here tonight. This is going to be a ton of fun.
Unbelievable, right? And, do you think the people of New Mexico missed last year not being able to show their support for their team? And they are doing it. They are doing it right this year already. As
we are underway here, it is Pride Night 2021 here between Austin Bold and New Mexico United. As we get things started here, it is Fernandez laying that one off. Fernandez, he was the goal scorer just last week against Pittsburgh Riverhounds in that 53rd second as Kalen Ryden heads that one back to Alex Tambakis. No, you don't need to adjust your TV set. Alex Tambakis is in a full rainbow kit as the keeper.
I thought you were saying people didn't need to adjust their sets because of the new Sandoval haircut.
That was something I wasn't going to break into right away, but everybody knows Devin Sandoval, famous for his dreadlocks. They are gone, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm sure we'll see a close-up of Big Dev here this evening, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to be wondering who's that new guy wearing number 9 for New Mexico United. As Illich plays this one down the flank, Daniel Bruce, the Englishman getting the start tonight, crosses that one into the box, and that was Sandoval perhaps looking to pull off the impossible.
It's kind of a theme, though, already. So against Real Monarchs last week, there was a lot of crosses coming into the box from New Mexico United, and they just couldn't get on the end of it. And immediately, 2 minutes in here, or in the 2nd minute, and straight away get the ball wide. Bruce puts a ball in, and Sandoval just can't quite get on the end of it.
Elliot Panico, as we said, on loan from Nashville. He was selected number 13th overall in the 2020 MLS Super Draft. He's yet to make his debut with Nashville. One of a number of players on loan from Nashville here with Austin. Nick Hines, another one who New Mexico United fans may recall that name. He scored against New Mexico United right here on this pitch just 4 weeks ago to the date. Just about a minute out of half. That game won by the black and yellow, 3-1. Guzman in the midfield. And here's Justin Schmidt. He's getting his first start of this campaign. It's nice to see him in the starting 11, I'm sure.
You can already kind of see Austin Bold setting up pretty deep, actually. It almost looks like a back 5 at times, whether it's a 4 with 2 wide guys who are doing a lot of defensive duty. We'll have to wait and see how it plays out, or whether it's a back 3 with 2 wing backs, whether they're trying to match up exactly with what New Mexico United do as well. It's really interesting, though, when Guzman got the ball there, they just dropped right off, had a bank of 5, and just saying pretty much right now, New Mexico United, can you come and break us down?
Here are tonight's Garcia Automotive Group keys to the match for New Mexico United. Start fast and sustain. You must have patience in possession and control second ball opportunities. If they do that, they should walk out of here with 3 points tonight. As that ball played forward, looking for Doof, and just headed away by Kalen Ryden. And Kalen Ryden, he has quickly become one of the fan favorites here in Albuquerque, Chris. On and off the pitch. But when it comes to the on the pitch, New Mexico United fans are going to love this. He has signed a 2-year contract extension, tying him with the club through the end of the 2023 season. Just absolutely massive.
Yeah, huge. I mean, in the press conference this week, Coach Lesane said he views him as the best, not one of the best. He said the best centre-back in the entire league. That's a pretty huge statement. So I'm sure they're absolutely thrilled to get him tied down to a longer-term deal.
As that ball goes over the head of Omar Gordon, New Mexico United to throw. There's the gaffer, Troy Lesane. He's in his 3rd year at the helm of New Mexico United. 50-50 ball there in the midfield, and the foul is going to be called against Sis. Now, the free kick was taken quickly by Guzman, but our official calls it back. Officiating tonight is in the center is Sergei Demianchuk. Sam Hamilton, Kalen Ryden, Justin Schmidt making up the back three. It's a rest for Austin Yearwood as far as starting. He is in the 18 tonight, Chris, but he's a player who's been in top form.
Yeah, a little bit of a surprise. It's pretty much all change on the left-hand side there for New Mexico United. Justin Schmidt, slipping in there, but obviously the experience he has shouldn't be an issue at all.
Well, and Justin Schmidt, as you may know, he made 29 appearances, 29 starts in 2019. And in 2020, only played the season opener against this Austin Bold side. He was called for a penalty, which was converted. New Mexico United lost that season opener in 2020, 1-0 in Austin. And then he did not feature for the club as he battled through injury rehabilitation for the rest of the season. So this is the first start at the lab for Justin Schmidt since 2019. Chris, that's big.
Yeah, I mean, that's huge. And it's got to be an opportunity for him, right? If he does well tonight, then you've got to imagine that he'll be able to keep his spot as well.
No injuries to report on tonight's injury report, brought to you by Ben Sherman Law. Injured at work, Ben Sherman can help.
Austin Bold have finally worked it out there. There was a lot of moving parts, but they have matched up New Mexico United with a 3-5-2. It does look like a 5 a lot of the time. Omar Gordon is playing very, very deep, almost like an auxiliary right back more than a right wing back. So pretty much come in a little different than what they did the first time round a few weeks ago there. So they've tried to match up exactly. So, but got some dangers going forward with the 2 forwards. The 3 centre backs from New Mexico United will have their hands full tonight.
Well, and that's something that head coach Troy Lesane also mentioned in that press conference. Like, yeah, we just saw them a few weeks ago, but so much can change, especially for Austin Bold. That was their first match of the season.
Yeah, and it takes a little while for teams to work out what their identity is, and that both teams, like New Mexico United, very, very solid so far this season defensively, haven't conceded more than 1 goal in a game so far. Same as Austin Bold, they're very defensively solid and they can hit teams on the counter-attack.
Panico just searching for some options here at the top of his 18. Elects to try to find Gordon there, and it's Justin Schmidt winning the aerial duel. Gordon happy to throw that in to Garcia. Back for Gordon, picked up by Swartz, and that's Harry Swartz just knocking that out. It's going to be a throw in here for Austin Bold. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. That cross dealt with towards the near post by Justin Schmidt. The United defenders asking for a throw in, but it's going to be a corner kick coming up here for Austin Bold. Corner kicks are brought to you by Bank of America. With 4,600 locations, convenient banking is just around the corner. It's last week's goal scorer, Colin Fernandez, here to take this corner for Austin. It's going to be the left-footed in-swinger, and it's glanced towards goal by Okoli, but ultimately Chris just not able to get any power behind it.
Yeah, but that's a warning shot. You know that Austin Bold, they started really fast last week, and this was an early sighted goal, set piece, got the movement right. He managed to break free, whether there was a screen or a pick somewhere in there, managed to break free, and it was a free header. He probably should have done a little better with it.
Ryden plays it out to Justin Schmidt. Gets it right back from Swartz. Rivas now. Rivas has 2 goals on this young season, his first with New Mexico United. Here's Guzman. The Colombian plays it out to Ilya Illich, and Illich asking for the handball, but not going to get it. Ryden tries to play it back for Martinez over in space, and he's pushed down by Sis. The foul is going to go against Omar Sis. Out of Dakar, Senegal, is Sis as Chelo Martinez picks himself up. As we have a look here at this TLC replay. Martinez goes to ground pretty hard there on that one. So we can get one more look at that one. Perhaps trying to anticipate some contact there. So Rivas in control in the midfield, plays it over to Justin Schmidt. Looking for Sandoval inside the 18, nothing there. Falls to Bruce, goes one time, and that was going over the whole way. New Mexico United here showing, Chris, that they too can get forward and have some attempts at goal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't expect this to be, while both teams are both very defensively solid, both teams are going to have a go. It's not like they're going to sit in and just try and, they're definitely going to try and break each other down. It's just right now just kind of feeling each other out a little bit, working out where the gaps might be. The formation might have thrown a little bit of a surprise to New Mexico United. So it's an interesting little period of the game here.
High ball towards the top of the 18. It's played away by Sandoval. Okoli goes to ground, no foul. As Ryden happy to just clear the danger. And head coach Marcelo Serrano is getting rather animated over on that Austin Bold sideline.
Yeah, Okoli and Austin Bold asking a question. I felt like Juan Pablo Guzman did come in from behind, maybe just got a toe on the ball, but they're certainly asking the question.
It's Marcelo Serrano's 3rd year in charge of Austin Bold as well. Here's Justin Schmidt. New Mexico United is, as we expect, Chris, looking very comfortable in possession with the system played here by head coach Troy Lesesne.
There's really no surprises so from New Mexico United, right? They love having the ball. They want to dictate the tempo. Sam Hamilton going on the overlap right now. It's very fluid formation for New Mexico United.
Bruce tried to pick out Illich at the top of the 18, but just a bit of a miscommunication there as Panico picks that one up. Panico out of Huntsville, North Carolina. Had an incredible college career at UNC Charlotte. He's the 2019 Conference USA Goalkeeper of the Year. Finished with a school record 35 clean sheets for the Tar Heels. It's impressive. Excuse me, not the Tar Heels. It's UNC Charlotte. They're, are they the 49ers, I think their mascot is?
You're asking the wrong guy.
Should know better than to ask the British guy about American collegiate sports, right? It's the handball called there on Omar Sis. Ryden gets things back underway. Here's Justin Schmidt. 12.5 minutes gone by. Pride on the pitch night here at the Lab. Tyler Ortega, Chris Hurst on the call this evening. Rivas plays that one back to Hamilton. Here's Schmidt. It's his 6th appearance on the season for Justin Schmidt. As mentioned earlier, just his first as a starter. As he plays the cross into the box, and just cleared away at the back post. Nobody there for New Mexico United as it falls to Gordon. But Schmidt able to dispossess. Rivas back to Guzman.
Pretty patient stuff right now from New Mexico United, just playing the ball around, trying to find some gaps. Found a little one here.
There's Illich looking for Daniel Bruce, but Panico does not panic in that instance. Comes out to claim that one.
Oh my word. But yeah, you could see New Mexico United started on the left side, played into the middle, just saw the run of Bruce coming in from out to in there, and there was a split second there where it looked like it was on, just carried through to the goalkeeper.
Schmidt elects to let that one go up and over his head. Throw in here for the black and yellow. It's Harry Swartz out of Needham, Massachusetts. The Boston boy. Schmidt was picked up by Baez. Here's Sandoval sinking in, looking to get a little bit of connectivity. How about that from Harry Swartz? Showing the agility and then fouled by Fernandez.
Unbelievable strength there by Schwartz. I think he got fouled about 4 different times and managed to keep his feet, and finally it was the last one that knocked him down. Referee was playing advantage. It was a foul earlier on, but yeah, unbelievable strength, agility. Well done.
So we have another look here at this TLC replay. As you can see, Swartz go to ground and gets right back up. Awarded with the free kick. New Mexico United not able to do anything with it. On the far side, that's Hines. Looks to play Okoli forward. He does, but Kalen Ryden is there. Plays it over for Tambakis, and he will clear the danger. And a roar from the curse behind Alex Tambakis. Panico sends that one long. Played back for Tambakis. And you know, Chris, interesting to see here as New Mexico United have switched from the last time they played at home. They started off the first half going towards the curse. Now, for tonight's match, it is the opposite. Here's Daniel Bruce. Plays the cross and sent away at the near post. Corner kick coming up here for New Mexico United.
It was well defended there. Daniel Bruce got in a great little bit of space there. Could have probably done a little better, but you know, let's give benefit of the doubt to the defender there. Not many people do that, right? I'm a centre back, so I'll say great defending. Puts it out for a corner, and here's these set pieces that we talked about pre-game.
Bank of America corner kick coming up here. It's Chelo Martinez making his way over to the corner to take this one. It's got some big targets in the box between Illich, Ryden, Sandoval. Hamilton's in there. As Martinez plays that near post, and it's sent away by Okoli. Swartz over for Bruce now. And Daniel Bruce taken out by Gordon, and we're going to see yellow for the first time here this evening in the 17th minute.
That was a horrendous tackle, to be fair. He knew exactly what he was doing there, unfortunately. And, I mean, stopping a counter-attack, stopping an attack, fair enough. But that was dangerous. Good to see Daniel Bruce back on his feet.
And that yellow card is brought to you by Roadrunner Law Firm. When you've been fouled in a car crash, call your legal home team, Roadrunner Law Firm. So you have another look here at this TLC replay. And Daniel Bruce, he was going for a run there, Chris. It looked like he had a free run into the 18. As you said, Gordon knew exactly what he was doing with that one. He really didn't have a choice, I didn't think.
No, for sure. I mean, yeah, he could have fouled him less vigorously, I guess, and still had the same effect. But yeah, I mean, he meant every bit of it, you know. But yeah, Daniel Bruce definitely had lots of open grass in front of him, running full speed, and there's nothing worse as a defender than seeing someone as fast as Daniel Bruce running at you full pelt.
And Gordon, the Jamaican from Montego Bay, 29 years old, spent the past 2 seasons with OKC Energy. They tallied 6 goals, 7 assists in 42 matches with the Oklahoma side. This is a Fiesta Auto Group free kick. Looks like it's Martinez and Guzman lining up here for this one. I think if I'm a betting man, I'm going with Cello to deliver this one.
Yeah, I'm not going against you there.
That one played in back post, and it's no issue. It's a goal kick here for Austin Bolt.
That was a really awkward angle. It's one of those where, do you go for goal? Do you have the angle to really cross it there? And yeah, it was just a little difficult. Even if Caelan Ryden had managed to get anything on that, there wasn't a whole lot of pace on it, so you would have had to do a whole lot to test the goalkeeper out right there.
The USL is committed to supporting the LGBTQ+ community. Through the Forever Proud project, the USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, staff, and partners. Learn more at uslsoccer.com/forever-proud. That one headed away by Schmidt, but played forward for Gordon. On a yellow card, Omar Gordon picked up by Caelan Ryden near side, and that one denied by Caelan Ryden.
I've got to give credit again to the great defending there. Stood him up, didn't bite on the little dummy there. Managed to block, defend the cross, stop the cross from coming in. Great stuff by Caelan Ryden.
The curse not cheering the clearance or the block by Caelan Ryden. It is once again time for the magic minute here at the lab, as that throw-in is dealt with by Justin Schmidt. It falls to Hines. Hines scored on this very goal from almost that exact spot 4 weeks ago. That ball is played forward, looking for Devin Sandoval. And Chris, this is my favorite part of any New Mexico United match. No matter where you look, there's flags waving, people are on their feet, they're screaming. Just one of the really cool traditions in the USL.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, not being able to do it for a year as well, and obviously such a special night tonight as well, brings that extra little bit of colour and flavour to the evening, you know.
Hamilton. Caelan Ryden. Up for Bruce, and Hines quick to deal with that one. Being harassed there was Jermaine Taylor. Foul eventually going to go against New Mexico United.
New Mexico United have tried that ball a few times, tried to release Daniel Bruce out on the right-hand side. Maybe that's something that they've pinpointed, where an area where they think they've got the upper hand on Austin Bolt.
Panico. Just send that one long. Illich working in some tight space. Back to Bruce, and he'll play it back to Caelan Ryden, just resetting here. The curse, Chris, in full voice here this evening, as we saw. We got a 2-for-1 special here tonight. We had 2 tifos from the supporters groups as Sandoval plays that one back atop the 18. So Rivas plays that one in. Martinez crosses it over, and it's just dealt with briefly by Garcia. That was looking very, very dangerous for New Mexico United.
Sandoval was licking his lips there. He thought they were very patient once again in possession. Finally sprung Cello into the box there. Great ball in and great defending by Garcia once again.
Yeah, and it was Rivas playing that one, and just a simple pullback across the 6. And yeah, Sandoval, that is a tap-in for a player of the caliber of Devin Sandoval. It's another Bank of America corner kick here as Cello Martinez plays that one into the box, goes back post, bouncing around, and it's up and over the crossbar.
Trying to see, was that Rivas or Ryden it popped that ended up having the final shot there? I think it was Caelan Ryden, and dropped to him on his right foot, which is obviously not his favoured foot, always rising. It had just bounced, so it was on its way up. Just couldn't keep the effort down.
But New Mexico starting to hang out a little bit more around that Austin goal, giving Elliot Panico a little bit more to do.
If you watch New Mexico United, they're doing lots of short, sharp passing in around the midfield, back three, trying to draw Austin to one side of the field, and they try and spring it out the other side, and that's where they're finding the gaps. So they're trying to get them overloaded on one side, quickly out the other side, and see if they can take advantage of it.
Doof has a go, and that one was partially blocked by a United defender and deflected. Luckily for the home side, Alex Tambakis able to gather that one up.
Sat up nicely for him. Had a crack. Yeah, I think it was very fortunate that there was a deflection, because I feel like that was going to cause some issues for Tambakis.
Here's Justin Schmidt. Looking for Illich. He dummies that, and Sandoval just not able to catch up to it. I will say it is a little strange not seeing Sandoval with the patented dreads. That is a nice cut there by Gordon. Strong from Gordon, and there comes Kalen Ryden in to deal with the danger. And that right there, Chris, is how you become a fan favorite like Kalen Ryden has done.
Omar Gordon had just got himself up this year, and he's a tough guy to knock off the ball once he's got up to speed. And Kalen Ryden just steps across, brave, strong, clears the danger, takes care of it, covers his teammates.
Kalen Ryden, 23 clearances so far this season coming into this one. That's the second most on the New Mexico United side, trailing Austin Yearwood by just 2. Yearwood has 25 clearances. Long throw in coming here from Gordon. That goes straight to Martinez. Pops that out of the 18. Illich now looking for somebody. Grabbed by Fernandez. Elects to play it out for Daniel Bruce. He's got some space, but Hines able to beat him to the ball, and a great challenge there by Nick Hines.
That's a fun battle to watch right now, because Daniel Bruce is all energy and Hines has got some pace about him as well. So again, New Mexico United continue to try and break out on that right-hand side, and that's a fun battle to watch.
Played over for Swartz. Back for Schmidt. Illich plays Swartz. Swartz tries the cross, and it's blocked by Okugo. The Eastern Conference takes center stage when the USL on ESPN continues on ESPN Deportes Tuesday, June 15th. It's a clash of Midwestern powers as Indy 11 look to complete their hot start, welcoming perennial playoff contenders Pittsburgh Riverhounds to the mic. Catch the pair of beasts of the East on Tuesday night with kickoff scheduled for 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Deportes. It's a Bank of America corner kick coming up here. Martinez gives the signal, plays it in, and it's going back post, falls for Swartz, heads it back across, and eventually it's Doof. Plays it forward for Gordon. Gordon has switched sides now as he turns on Daniel Bruce. Gordon is through. Here comes Gordon. It's Omar Gordon, and he just sends that one wide. He had Okoli coming. Okoli just a few steps too far behind. What just happened there, Chris?
You could see Omar Gordon, he was sizing up Daniel Bruce. Bruce was worried about the space in behind, so was watching that. Then Omar Gordon went and got it to his feet. Daniel Bruce bit on it. Lovely little turn with the outside of his foot, and then just basically did him for pace, which isn't easy to do. Running with the ball to do Bruce with pace, and just drags his shot a little wide. But yeah, he had the man over, one extra pass, and it was probably 1-0.
Well, and Gordon, he's switched back over to his original right side now. That's going to be something interesting to keep an eye on going forward there for Austin Bold.
That's 2 times in quick succession though. Omar Gordon caught the ball at his feet, running at the back 3 of New Mexico United and causing all kinds of issues.
And it's been on either side is the issue here for the black and yellow. Here's Harry Swartz. Plays it back to Sergio Rivas. Cello looking for Daniel Bruce. And Bruce, one of the shorter players on the pitch. You don't typically fancy him to win one of those headers. Here's Rivas. Over to Cello. Now Schmidt. Down for Justin Schmidt now. Schmidt with the left-footed cross. That one cut out before it could reach Harry Swartz at the near post. Looking for the run of Okoli now, but it looks like Kalen Ryden is going to at least get there first and heads that one out for an Austin Bold throw.
Looks like Austin Bold have done their homework. New Mexico United very much love getting into those wide channels, putting crosses in the box, and Austin Bold, you've got to say to their credit, have dealt with every single one. Not many. There's the one that got into the 6-yard box and was dealt with by Garcia. Other than that, they've pretty much dealt with it at the source.
Yeah, Austin, and I think, you know, Chris, comparing the first time that New Mexico United saw Austin Bold, which was 4 weeks ago to the day, it was their season opener, and you can just tell the growth and the chemistry that's come from playing these 4 matches coming into this one against United once again.
For sure, both teams. I mean, both teams have changed a lot since then, you know, and yeah, the identity, the style of play, they certainly have a lot more about them. It was a little disjointed maybe at the start of the season when they first came in, but yeah, the occasion as well. I mean, every team that comes into the lab wants to quieten down the crowd, and you've got to say right now they've done a pretty good job of it.
Well, and more to Austin's credit, you know, it's not like they're just playing 2 games at the lab. You know, if there's anybody that's ever been to a New Mexico United game here at the lab, you know just how raucous this place can be, with them averaging so far this season around 9,000 fans. But, you know, you come in here and you're playing against New Mexico United. It's their home opener, first game back at the lab in 574 days. And then you're back just 4 weeks later after playing in Pittsburgh a week ago, as this cross is played in and it's deflected out for a corner kick. But as I was saying, you're playing in Pittsburgh a week ago, then you come back to play United at the lab, and then it's Pride Night, their biggest crowd of the season so far. Austin Bold, all credit to them. They've done well so far in these opening 31 minutes.
Sure, and this is the second game of a 4-game on the road stand as well. You know, they have to go to RGV Toros on Wednesday, which, as everyone knows, is not an easy game right now.
RGV have been doing very well. As it's a Bank of America corner kick here. It's Colin Fernandez to serve this one up left-footed. It's going to be an in-swinger going towards the front post, won by Devin Sandoval, played back in by Baez, but cleared out once again by New Mexico United. Hines. That one falls to Bruce. Typically you don't see Daniel Bruce go a full 90, Chris, in Troy Lesesne's system. It's going to be interesting to see who the gaffer goes to on the bench to replace Daniel Bruce later, or if he goes to the bench at all. Cello. Looking for Bruce. Hines making the run along with him. Eventually finds Bruce. Back for Guzman, and Cello over to Schmidt. Here's Sergio Rivas. His 6th start, 7th appearance on the season for Sergio Rivas, the hometown kid from right here in Albuquerque. Scored in back-to-back games against his Austin side and also against Colorado Springs in their first game at the new Widener Field. It's the first opposing player to score there. That was Rivas. We'll be looking to add to that goal tally here this evening as he's tied with Armando Moreno with 2 goals for the club lead.
It's been a great addition.
Going back post, looking for Sandoval. Panico comes out, and a foul is going to be called against Devin Sandoval, as one of the Austin players remains down, but Panico had to come out to make a play on that one.
I think it was a little push in the back maybe. That's what the referee's saying there for sure. Maybe saw just a little one. You can see he just kind of gets a little leverage, little push down, push him into there. I can see why it was given. Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, as we were saying about Sergio Rivas though, great addition to the club this year, not just because he's from Albuquerque and obviously how much the people around here love a hometown hero, but his style of play fits what Coach Lesesne wants to do absolutely perfectly.
Well, and I think we've seen that quite a bit, Chris. New Mexico United only scored 1 goal in the first 2 matches of this season. He didn't make a start in the season opener. They were shut out by RGV at RGV. And again, credit to RGV. They're good. They're a solid squad this year. But since Sergio Rivas has been making regular appearances and regular starts for this club, they've been clicking offensively.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's that obvious, right? And obviously with Cello on the field as well, 2 fit players that really do kind of complement each other as well.
Fernandez flicks that one over for Diouf. Here comes Diouf. Spreads it for Gordon. Swartz coming into Mark. Gordon trying to turn on the jets and blow by him. Gordon is very quick. Shoves Swartz to ground and no foul called. Swartz holding his face. Looks to be all right. That ball played forward for Devin Sandoval now, and it's headed away by Garcia.
Harry Swartz is going to remember this game already. We're only 35 minutes in the 35th minute here, and he's having to do a lot of defending because Omar Gordon is playing as the right wing back for Ostermo, and he's having a lot of joy. He's getting forward a lot, so it's that cat and mouse game. Which wing back can win the battle, push the other one back further? And you've got to say Omar Gordon's winning that battle right now.
Well, and on the flip side for Harry Swartz, that's typically what we see Harry Swartz do as the offside flag is up on the near side on Devin Sandoval. It's typically Swartz that we see getting forward and being a pest on the offensive side of things.
Yeah, it's interesting to, how much it plays on players' minds when they're playing on their less favoured side. He can't just breeze by someone on the outside like he normally would. I'm sure his left foot is usable, more usable than mine is for sure, but it's still not as comfortable as what it is when he's on his right foot.
It's another Fiesta Auto Group free kick as Elliot Panico sticks his boot through this one. Diouf. And has that one cut out by Kalen Ryden, but the foul is given. Free kick coming up here for Austin Bold is the foul called against Kalen Ryden, much to the dismay of the black and yellow. And there's a great look for the folks at home. If you haven't noticed yet, as we've mentioned, Devin Sandoval chopping off the dreads, the famous dreads. As we have another look at this TLC replay, the foul called on Kalen Ryden. Yeah, I mean, he may have gotten the ball, but he definitely got the man.
You give the referee a decision to make when you go through the back of someone. Yeah, he got the ball, but yeah, like you say, he did get an awful lot of the man, that's for sure. And this is in a really dangerous position.
And it looks like it's the 2016 USL Golden Boot winner, Sean Okoli, sizing this one up. It's a 5-man wall in front of him from New Mexico United. Swartz, Ryden, Hamilton, Schmidt, Illich, Guzman, part of that as well. Okoli sends that one into the curse.
I don't think that definitely wasn't what he meant to do. I think he was trying to get it up and over the wall with a bit more pace. Just didn't quite catch it right. It was sitting up on maybe one of those little bits of turf that's covering the baseball diamond there maybe. But yeah, definitely didn't catch it right. Let off for New Mexico United. But the chances have dried up for New Mexico United. It's definitely, the tide has turned a little bit. Austin Bold are definitely having a little period here. Omar Gordon really powerful, really struggling to work out the matchup to deal with him.
Bruce golfs that one up into the 18. Swartz heads it forward. Here's Illich, and it's headed away momentarily. Cello tries to have a go, and Hines able to maintain possession long enough to clear that one away. And as you were saying, the chances are starting to dry up there, Chris.
I should say it more often.
Yeah, that would have been something fantastic from Ilya Illich, as it looked like he was preparing for an overhead bicycle kick.
And even the chance for Cello was going to be an absolute wonder goal if he connected with it as well.
Here's Bruce, near side, gives the ball away. That one played back.
Troy Lesane is looking very frustrated there. Ball with a set piece in a very dangerous area. You've got to say New Mexico United wasted that one.
As we said, Troy Lesane, there he is once again, managing for the first time in 2 weeks, as he was serving a 1-match suspension last week against Real Monarchs for his 2 yellow cards that he received against Loudoun. Here's Rivas, plays that one back to Schmidt. Hamilton plays that one into the box, and it's sent away there by Taylor. On the road, can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Meola, Rodney Marsh, and the brand new USL All Access, featuring Mike Watts and Devin Kerr every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Fans of the USL can now listen to the best matches of the week, along with action from MLS, the Premier League, and the UEFA Champions League. Sirius XM FC, channel 157 on your Sirius XM radio and the Sirius XM app. Corner played in, back post, and that one goes over everybody. It's Rivas hustling over to track that one down for New Mexico United. The black and yellow will maintain possession here. Switch back over to the other side. Cello, as Okoli does well to poke that one away. Here's Hines now. Plays it forward for Doof and just overshoots him by just a hair there. As Daniel Bruce played that one out, and it's going to be a throw-in for Austin Bolt. Bruce thought it might have been staying with New Mexico United. Not so fast, says our official.
You watch any time New Mexico United getting those wide channels out there, the three centre-backs for Austin Bolt, so Taylor, Garcia, Okugu, they all just collapse to the 6-yard box, and basically their remit is they defend the 6-yard box. So that's like every time we've had a chance, New Mexico United's had a chance to put a ball in the box, there's been a big centre-back there just waiting just to clear it.
Here's Daniel Bruce. Back to Ryden. Out of Norman, Oklahoma is Kalen Ryden. There's one of those patented driven balls forward. Controlled well by Swartz. It's picked up by Gordon on the far side. Here's Harry Swartz. Goes to ground, gets right back up to Swartz. Still by the end line, and eventually just runs out of space. It's cleared away by Austin Bolt.
Omar Gordon again, he's all action. He's got to be careful. He's on that yellow card, and Harry Swartz is hard to get off the ball as well. That's another really interesting battle that's going on within the game right now.
Played down for Sam Hamilton. Hamilton, 6 feet tall, out of Denver, Colorado. He's made 7 appearances, 7 starts so far here in 2021. Leads the team in tackles coming into this one with 26. Here's Rivas. Daniel Bruce now. Daniel Bruce trying to get out, and that's going to be a foul called. And a Fiesta Auto Group free kick coming up here, Chris, from a dangerous position here for New Mexico United.
Very similar position to what they had maybe, 4 or 5 minutes ago. And Coach Lassane was very disappointed that they didn't put the ball in the box. Cello's over the ball. I think we know what's coming here.
Cello Martinez hit it with the right foot. He's got Kalen Ryden at the back post. Justin Schmidt inside the 18 along with Sandoval. Illich at the near post. So plenty of targets for Cello inside the 18. Entering the 43rd minute here at the lab, Tyler Ortega, Chris Hurst on the call tonight. It's Pride Night as New Mexico United hosting Austin Bold for the second time in 28 days. Here's Martinez. Right-footed cross. It goes over and it's just sent away. Brought back. Swartz left-footed. That one blocked as well.
I was traveling the optical illusion from where we are at the other end of the field. I thought that ball had gone in from the cross there. And yeah, the Harry Swartz follow-up as well. Did well to just juke the guy, get inside, get it on his weaker left foot. But that ball was traveling too. We were right behind it. That was probably sneaking in the bottom corner.
Yeah, timely block. I believe it was Okugo that got in front of that one. As the play is switched over to Schmidt. Here's Rivas now. Rivas with some nice footwork on the ball, plays it out for Sam Hamilton. He's got space. Hamilton, right-footed cross, back post, and that's over everybody's head.
You can see that's the game plan, though. New Mexico United very much ball out wide. Can they get bodies in the box? Can they get people in the end of it? And right now you've got to say Austin Bold have dealt with it.
The United Soccer League, all 31 championship clubs and their players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. For more information on the USL's commitment to change through the United Against Racism campaign, visit uslsoccer.com.
Absolute beautiful evening for soccer tonight, isn't it, Tyler? It was knocking on 100 degrees when we turned up today. Cooled off nice little breeze. Couldn't ask for better conditions.
It is gorgeous. Yeah, as you said, it looks like we're about 91 degrees right now, but the sun going down, Chris, so temperature will be cooling off just a little bit. But yes, it's a beautiful day for the beautiful game here in the Duke City, as Daniel Bruce showing off the hops with that clearance. Bruce just losing possession of that one there, and it's going to be a throw in here for Austin Bold. 0-0 in the 45th minute as Nick Hines here to take the throw in on the near side. As I mentioned, he scored here against New Mexico United just 4 weeks ago. It was on the same goal as well, as Fernandez was trying to wiggle his way into the 18. Guzman for Sandoval. Rivas. Boy, each of these sides would love to find the back of the net before the halftime break.
It would completely change the halftime team talk. Either team gets on the score sheet right now, it would completely change the complexion of how either coach feels about the game at halftime.
Here's Schmidt. Schmidt, right-footed, and that one goes off the Jumbotron. There's 1 minute of New Mexico Piñon coffee stoppage time. Great coffee is a matter of opinion.
Love it.
The New Mexico Piñon Coffee, partner of the club, they actually partnered with New Mexico United to release the Somos Unidos coffee blend just a couple of weeks ago. So for all of our fans watching locally here in New Mexico, make sure to get out and pick that up. Martinez gets under that one. Falls to Sandoval as Baez gets in to disrupt that. And here's Illich. Illich with a little hop over Taylor there. But Austin able to come back in possession of the ball, and that is the end of the first 45 here at the Lab, Chris, on Pride Night. New Mexico United 0, Austin 0. Real quick, what did you see from both sides?
It was a very scrappy game. A few little chances, little flashes of quality, but both teams really struggling to create those clear-cut chances. So I'm sure that'll be what's on the coaches' minds as they head into the locker room.
So you see Troy Lesesne and Zach Prince making their way back to the locker room for New Mexico United. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw maybe a switch or two from Troy Lesesne and Zach in New Mexico United. Austin, as well, as we know, they didn't make very many changes from their game last week, so it'd be interesting to see what they elect to do here. But we're going to go ahead and step aside for just a moment. We'll be right back.
What if we were wrong this whole time? Wrong in thinking that joy happens only at the end, after the sacrifice, after the win. What if happiness has always been there, fueling the run toward greatness? What if joy is the whole game, not just the end game?
Can I kick it? Can I kick it?
Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to Isotopes Park. It is 0-0 between Austin Bold and New Mexico United. Halftime is brought to you by Smith's, fresh for everyone. And Chris, no goals in that first half, the first 45. We did see a yellow card in the 17th minute, that being going to Omar Gordon, but otherwise an uneventful first half.
Yes and no. I mean, yeah, uneventful in terms of like clear-cut chances, but it was really interesting to see. You know, it's clearly a tactic of New Mexico United to really specifically get down the right-hand side for whatever reason, whether that's just the way the game's panned out or that's something that they planned before the game. But Austin Bold have done a really good job of clogging up the middle of the field, especially in and around their 18-yard box. So every cross has just fell to one of their defenders.
Yeah, it's been an interesting one. We have seen some good opportunities on both sides. You know, as we said, this could probably be 1-1 in all seriousness.
Yeah, which is very similar to the first game, right? And in the first game, the coaches had to go to their bench to try and change the game. Coach Lassane did it with Brian Brown coming on and with his first touch. He scored the goal. So will we see some changes in the second half? I wouldn't bet against it.
We're going to step aside for just a moment. Don't go anywhere.
Vitiello's there again. Second header.
Here's a chance for Cicerone. Russell Cicerone, the leading goal scorer.
In the 2019 Reader's Choice Awards from the Albuquerque Journal, Sandia Resort and Casino was voted Albuquerque's favorite casino. Best customer service, best entertainment venue, best slot machines and poker room, best variety of table games, best rewards program, and best golf course. Best buffet, favorite nightclub, favorite casino. Albuquerque, you deserve the best. Sandia Resort and Casino, close to home, far from ordinary.
We've all worked hard to beat this thing.
The worst may be behind us,
but we're not out of the woods.
To get back to normal, we all need to do our part.
So keep your mask up.
And your distance.
Whether you're out on the town,
out to eat,
or out of this world.
Keep making safe choices.
Slow the spread.
So we can stay open.
Welcome back to beautiful Albuquerque, New Mexico for this match between New Mexico United and Austin Bold FC. Halftime brought to you by Smith's, fresh for everyone. My name's Tyler Ortega, joined by Chris Hurst here tonight. Chris, 0-0 at the halftime break between New Mexico United and Austin Bold. But as you said in that first meeting, you know, it was really the subs that made the difference. But real quick, let's go ahead and look at the standings presented by Duke City Cares. Atop the mountain is RGV with 13 points. Locomotive in second with 11 points. Then you see New Mexico United, San Antonio in that third spot, tied with 10 points apiece. Right behind them, Austin Bold with 7. Real Monarchs in 6th place with 5 points. And then it's Colorado Springs Switchbacks in the basement with only 4 points. Moving right along, some news and notes. I'd like to mention the W League has been announced. They're going to begin play in 2022. It's more than 30 communities across the United States between USL Championship, USL League 1, USL League 2 clubs. Make sure to head on over to uslsoccer.com to get a little bit more information on that. And there's 2 unbeatens remaining in the championship, those being Hartford and El Paso. El Paso playing tonight, Hartford playing tomorrow. So it's going to be interesting to see how that shakes out, whether we still have any more unbeatens remaining. Upcoming schedule here for New Mexico United. We're right back here at the lab on Wednesday, just 5 days away, as San Antonio comes to town. That a 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time kickoff. Then on the road, back at Widener Field, taking on Switchbacks on June 25th. 5 days later, back in Harriman, Utah, taking on Real Monarchs. That's a late one, 8 p.m. Mountain Time kickoff. As let's go ahead and have a look at the Week 7 Team of the Week. As you can see from Hartford, it's Juan Carlos Obregon Jr., but the Player of the Week is Elvis Amo from RGV. And then you can also see Macaulay King from El Paso making an appearance in that Week 7 Team of the Week here as well, Chris. And, it's been a fun halftime here right now. We're going to take a break for just a moment. Second half coming momentarily.
B-Dubs gives you more with buy one, get one free traditional wings on Wing Tuesdays. It's like hitting the lottery twice, right in the mouth. The win-win value lineup at Buffalo Wild Wings. Get takeout or delivery.
For over 50 years, BIOS has been proudly serving New Mexico. We love being a part of this community and the New Mexico United family, and helping everyone from homeowners to home builders create a space that's both beautiful and practical. Shopping local is about more than getting a great deal. It's about supporting your community, your neighbors, your friends. Visit BIOS in Albuquerque and see how shopping local supports your New Mexico community.
American Home Furniture and Mattress has all the looks you'll love at the prices you'll love even more. Casual, traditional, high desert, modern style. Plus, right now, save up to 50% on modern seating. The best looks at the best prices. In-store or online at AmericanHome.com. Plus, now offering free front door delivery. We guarantee you'll pay less. American Home Furniture and Mattress.
Get your associate's degree in 17 months with CNM Online. A fast degree, no hidden fees, books included, all at an affordable price. All of your courses can be completed online. Take the next step in your career. Get your degree from CNM Online.
Hate bones? Love saving money? B-Dubs gives you more with buy one, get one free boneless wings on Boneless Thursdays. So keep the bones in your wallet and out of your chicken. The win-win value lineup at Buffalo Wild Wings. Get takeout or delivery.
It is a beautiful night here in Albuquerque as it is Pride Night for New Mexico United as they face Austin Bold for the second time here in 28 days. Tonight's stats are brought to you by Duke City Cares, your medical family. And here we see, Chris, the most important stat of all, goals at the very top, deadlocked at 0. But as we look at the shots, Chris, they're fairly even, 6-5 for New Mexico compared to Austin, 4 on target for the black and yellow compared to 2 for Austin Bold. But possession, that is a giant disparity, 75% possession for New Mexico United.
And you know what, it tends to be that the team with the ball doesn't have to work as hard, so maybe that'll play a factor later on in the game. I'm actually really surprised it's that big a difference. I figured New Mexico United had more of the ball, but I didn't think it was to that extent.
Well, and something we touched on just earlier in the half, Chris, was a good point that you brought up. Going back to the first match between these two sides, it was 1-0 at half. New Mexico United were on top, and then 1 minute out of half, Nick Hines found the back of the net for Austin, equalizing. Eventually, New Mexico United would go on to score 2 more to cap off that 3-1 victory, but it was the substitutes, Chris, that made the difference in that one. Brian Brown opening his New Mexico United account, scoring after being on the pitch for a little bit over 60 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is. And you've got to imagine that that's going to have a big say in how the game is going to go tonight. The substitutes are already out on the pitch warming up as we speak. So you got to imagine it won't be too long into the second half before we see a change.
So let's go ahead and have a look at the first half highlights as this ball played in by Chelo Martinez. And that one just goes out for a corner kick, or for a goal kick, excuse me. It looked like Sean Okoli, the big body forward, getting up there to break up the fracas.
Yeah, that's the one where it was Justin Smith. Obviously, he adds a little bit of size to the attack for New Mexico United. You can see all of these chances are deliveries, whether they be set pieces or from wide areas, and that is very much what New Mexico United had in the first half.
And this was probably the most clearest of all chances. It was Omar Gordon who made a long run. He turned Daniel Bruce, and then he found some space, but just drags that one wide. You have to do better there if you're Gordon.
Yeah, I mean, unbelievable turn. Absolutely roasted Daniel Bruce on the right-hand side. And, yeah, just on his left foot there, just snatches at it a little bit. It kind of bobbles a little bit. Good back pressure by Daniel Bruce, though, stuck with him the whole way, which meant that he didn't get that easy shot that he was looking for.
And that was the second types of those runs that we saw out of Omar Gordon in about a 5-minute span, Chris. He made one of those runs down the left side, switched over to the right side, then caught Daniel Bruce with that run. If you're Troy Lesesne here, what was your halftime talk? What are you tweaking for this second half?
It's just maybe trying to try something different. Like everything, it's getting a little bit predictable maybe. Out wide, Austin have worked out that they just have to defend the 6-yard box and defend crosses, and that'll be the game for them. So can they find little pockets of space in front of their back three, find little different movements, Sandoval, Illich, Cello coming off there, coming making runs from deep, Rivas making runs from deep for Rivas. That's where he scored his goal against Austin Bold, the first goal, the opening goal. And because those runs from deep are just so hard to track, and it just hasn't quite clicked yet going forward.
So we see a 2-pole in the crowd. Prayers for Christian Eriksen as the whole footballing world kind of shocked by what happened earlier today at the Euros as Christian Eriksen collapsed during the match. Of course, our best wishes with Christian Eriksen, his family, his friends, his teammates. Focus back to this one here tonight as the atmosphere is ratcheted up, Chris. Once again, it is Pride on the Pitch night for New Mexico United. You see the limited edition giveaway flags that were given away to the first 2,021 people through the gates today. Just an incredible showing of support by the club, for the community on this special night.
It is, and it's just the flags, they add another level to the atmosphere, right? Yes, it's loud, the tifos and everything, but then everyone, like even the kids, the youngest attendees of the match tonight, they get to get involved with the flags, and it really does add another level to this atmosphere.
So you can see the second half just about ready to get underway. New Mexico United will be going from right to left on your TV screen now, as they are in their black special edition Pride uniforms, with Alex Tambakis, the keeper, in a rainbow kit tonight. Again, these kits will be auctioned off here coming up soon by New Mexico United. All proceeds benefiting the Somos Unidos Foundation, which is the nonprofit branch of New Mexico United. As those are live shots of the curse. Chris, it's been really cool to see this supporters culture develop here in New Mexico. Starting off in year one, there was 1 or 2 guys that were notorious for wearing their sombreros in the crowd, and now we're starting to see 5, 6, 7 of them popping up all over the stadium.
I think I need to be next, right? Shelter my dome from the desert heat over here.
Second half is back underway with that one as Colin Fernandez gets us going once again. Tyler Ortega, Chris Hurst here on the call this evening. Thank you for joining us, whether you're watching on ESPN Plus or here in New Mexico on Estrella TV. That is Justin Schmidt. It's been a little bit of a breeze here this evening. Nothing too bad. As we said in the first half, it is a gorgeous night here in the Duke City. Here's Sam Hamilton. Now for Guzman. Thought about the cross, did Guzman. And as I made note in that first 45, is this ball played down for Daniel Bruce, looking for Sandoval at the near post. And he goes for Illich, and it's Panico coming out to snatch that one. You know, one of the questions that was asked to Troy Lesesne in the post-game presser was, you know, what if you were in front of the curse in those last 5 minutes against Loudoun, attempt after attempt after attempt, trying to get that goal. And, you know, Troy said you could see like a little light bulb go on in his head. And he was almost like, you know what, that's a great idea. And lo and behold, here, the next home match, they've flipped ends.
You said that to him?
I did not say that to him.
I was going to say, I thought you were trying to claim credit.
I am
for
not that
idea.
smart, no.
Okay, fair enough. But it is. It's like a lot of the teams in Europe try and do it where the second half they're kicking towards their fans, right? Liverpool do it at the Kop and all that, and it does. It almost gives you that, like, well, what's the saying? They suck the ball into the net, basically, is what they're trying to do.
So we can hear one side of the stadium yelling Somos and the opposite side answering with Unidos.
There's been no changes at halftime in terms of subs, but if you notice, Cello Martinez and Sergio Rivas have kind of switched in their roles. Cello's a little deeper and Sergio's playing a little higher, just underneath Illich and Sandoval right now.
You know, and Cello in switching roles, that's something that he's done through the entirety of the first 6 games here, and that's something that head coach Troy Lesesne had talked about at the press conference on Thursday when asked what exactly Cello's role was, and I think his answer was to for Cello to fill in wherever we need him.
He's a really versatile player, clearly.
Hamilton plays it over for Rivas. Here's Sergio Rivas. Over to Guzman. Scott Schmidt plays it down. Here's Justin Schmidt. Cross goes in, and it's headed away by Garcia. Falls to Hamilton. Plays it forward for Bruce. Chucks up nicely for Daniel Bruce. Opts to go back for Martinez. Now back to Guzman. Sam Hamilton. Rivas again. And that's a great ball for Hamilton, but the offside flag is up on the far side as Hamilton thought he had timed his run, but to no avail.
There's a difference already. You can already kind of sense it with New Mexico United. It's the possession was there in the first half. There just appears to be a little more purpose, and I believe it starts with Sergio Rivas. Cello has gone deeper. He's dictating the tempo back there. Rivas is just drifting. So he's really hard to pick up right now. He popped up on the right. He's popped up in the middle. A great little reverse ball there against the grain, back out to Sam Hamilton, and he just couldn't quite keep himself on side.
We're starting to see Sam Hamilton getting forward quite a bit more as well, where we were seeing Daniel Bruce getting down the flanks, I think, more so over the past 15 minutes or so. It's been a lot of Sam Hamilton getting down. Here's Baez. Gordon now. Gordon tried to cross it in, and Swartz was there. Gordon goes to ground. The official just wags his finger, no penalty. What'd you see on that one, Chris?
My first reaction was, oh dear, because, I mean, anytime you give the referee a decision to make, he may make the decision.
Cross in from Rivas, and sent away before it finds Sandoval. Here's Swartz. Turns, does Harry Swartz. Goes back to goal and eventually has that poked away. Yeah, you mentioned it from our angle here. That looked a little iffy on that.
Awkward, yeah. I mean, that's the best description, I think, for that tackle. I don't think it was a PK, but it was definitely awkward. There was definitely a decision to make.
Rivas.
Sam Hamilton popping up in the 18-yard box again, and 3 at the back can be hugely dangerous if you can start getting your outside centre-backs even involved. It's a niche comment probably here, but Sheffield United, the first year in the Premier League, that's what threw everyone off. All of a sudden, there was numbers up all the time. If you can get that outside centre-back joining the attack as well and getting that overload on one side of the field, it can be a huge weapon. Can't believe I just quoted Sheffield United, by the way.
I was about to say that was one of the more obscure soccer references, but again, from the Englishman, I wouldn't expect anything less. Hamilton's gone to ground behind the play. as New Mexico United elect to play on for the time being. As Hamilton is now up. Riding over to Cello. Now for Guzman. Here's Juan Guzman. Rivas. Now Schmidt. Schmidt with a little fake there. Stays in possession, does Justin Schmidt. Now Swartz. Justin Schmidt once again. Here's Rivas. We know Rivas likes to connect with that right foot for those curlers. That's how he scored against switchbacks. Martinez. Now Justin Schmidt.
All 10 players, outfield players for Austin Bold within 5 yards of their 18-yard box. Really hard for New Mexico United to find an opening here to break them down.
And they may be through here. Here's Harry Swartz. Tries to play that ball across, and it's going to be out for a corner kick, as Harry Swartz did very well to time that run.
Easy to say from up here, but I would have loved to have seen a first-time delivery there. As soon as he took the touch, it gave the centre-back a chance to get back and block the cross there again, as they've done for the whole game.
Here's another Bank of America corner kick, as Cello Martinez makes his way over to the near side corner to deliver this one. It's going to be the right-footed in-swinger from Martinez. He's got some big bodies at the back post. Illich, Schmidt, Ryden, Sandoval. Also throw Sam Hamilton in the mix there. He's over 6 feet tall. Here's Cello. Just giving some direction here, waiting for the official to give him the go-ahead, and here we go. Martinez wide open with Sam Hamilton making the run. And that was a very, very good opportunity, and probably even better goalkeeping by Panico. Swartz gets it back from Rivas. Guzman switches the play, goes over to Schmidt on the near side. Finds Illich inside the 18, Ilya Illich, and he is stood up and dispossessed by Garcia. Sliding challenge by Guzman. Ball falls back to Austin Bold.
It's a great tackle by Guzman there, using all his experience. Literally almost just laid down on the field, knowing that he was just going to run into him. Stop the counter-attack where it started.
And Guzman, he's been absent from the 18 the past 2 weeks, Chris. And, we could really see what impact he has for New Mexico United in this midfield.
Yeah, definitely. He's just so calm. Right? He just he can have 3 defenders around him and he still doesn't break a sweat. Just kind of strokes the ball around.
Baez plays Doof through, and the offside flag is up here on the near side. It's the assistant referee, Cuauhtemoc Delgadillo. Sandoval. So it looks like we may be seeing a couple of substitutions coming up here for New Mexico United here momentarily, as Armando Moreno, Josh Suggs have both made their way over to the 4th officials area. As Guzman plays this one forward. Schmidt, Sandoval now. Atop the 18, Devin Sandoval. Here's Devin Sandoval. Cross goes in, and it's sent away by Garcia. Rivas now. Rivas, you could tell he was measuring that one up there, Chris. Falls all the way back to Schmidt.
Sandoval rolling back the years there with that little step over they did. Kind of caught everyone off guard, even maybe his teammates in the middle. Put a great ball in. Beat the first defender, which has been a tough thing to do for New Mexico United tonight. No one on the end of it, though.
Martinez switches over to Schmidt. Guzman into Illich, gets it right back. Looking for Sandoval. Illich getting in there, trying to draw a penalty. So that ball is played long and no issue for Alex Tambakis.
You can see, though, it is a little more central when New Mexico United are trying to attack there. A little more intricate, trying to go 1-2 touch, little combinations to get in behind. So they've clearly seen that, you know, the crosses weren't working. So it's great. It's good to see that they've recognised that and they are trying something different rather than just hitting their head against the brick wall.
And we do have our first substitutions of the evening. As we've got Josh Suggs, the captain, entering in to replace Daniel Bruce, and also Armando Moreno entering the match for New Mexico United as he'll replace Ilya Illich. Those substitutions are brought to you by REDW. There is no substitution for integrity. REDW, CPAs, and advisors. All right, Chris, now we see Armando Moreno, Josh Suggs come in here for New Mexico United. How does this change things?
I think the Josh Suggs one's easier. It's a straight switch. Harry Schwartz has jumped onto the right-hand side that Daniel Bruce was on, which is more natural to him. That's where he's been playing a lot of the minutes this year. Suggs, obviously, natural left footer on the left side as well. Moreno jumps up top with Devon Sandoval. Right now, maybe he sits in the hole. So him and Rivas maybe a little interchangeable. Maybe Rivas is a little higher again, becomes one of the front two. But I don't see a change in formation necessarily. I think it's just more of personnel change, see if they can get that spark.
The official not allowing the quick restart there. So he tosses it back and makes Nick Hines take a few steps back. Garcia does well to work that ball out of a tight space. So Kugo in for Sis. Fernandez unable to get to that before Ryden, but it's a sloppy touch and it falls to Okoli. Doof misjudges that one, it looked like. Gets it back, and Gordon denied the run through there by the savvy Josh Suggs.
Shows all his experience there. Doesn't want to be in a running race with Omar Gordon there, so just puts his body between him and the ball and doesn't allow him to get going there.
Hamilton plays it over to Justin Schmidt. Gets it right back from Guzman. Looks like we may be seeing a substitution for Austin coming up here in just a moment.
It's the chess game continues, right? That Coach Lassane has made the first move there with the sub, so here comes the counter move from Austin Bold.
Cello serves up a beautiful ball for Moreno and a heavy first touch. He's able to keep that in play. Here's Hamilton. He's got plenty of options, elects to go back to Cello. Looking back post for Sandoval. It jumps over the head of Josh Suggs. And the tension here in the lab is rising with each passing minute, Chris.
You can feel it starting to bubble, isn't it? You know, it's just that last pass now. Kind of the same as the first half, but it just feels a little different. The tempo is different. There's certainly more intent from New Mexico United right now. Austin Bold are pretty much camped in their half. They cannot connect the pass going forward. Okoli up top is by himself. He's a passenger. He's a spectator right now.
Here's Moreno. Armando Moreno tied with Sergio Rivas for the team lead in goals. Each of them scoring twice on the young season. Each of them scoring against Austin Bold here 28 days ago. Martinez, cross. Hines trying to work out of some trouble. That's a dangerous game being played there by Nick Hines, and New Mexico United wins the Bank of America corner kick.
He just couldn't make his mind up. Sometimes defending is just clearing the danger, allowing you to get your line set and then defend from there. But yeah, wanted to try and play out. Maybe recognize that they're under a bit of pressure, but Cello was just relentless there in his pressure, forced him into a mistake.
And you mentioned these fans, how hungry they are to see a goal. They've gone now 150 consecutive minutes here at home without seeing New Mexico United score, as the black and yellow were shut out last time out here on this pitch against Loudoun, losing that match 1-0. So going 90 minutes there, 60 minutes so far. And this one is Okoli is going to make his way out, as he'll be replaced by Stefano Pino. for the W. The USL recently announced the formation of the USLW League, providing increased equity and opportunity for women looking to pursue careers in soccer both on and off the pitch. As this cross comes in and it deflects, and it's going to be out for another corner kick. The USLW League is comprised of clubs from across the Championship, League One, League Two, and new expansion markets. The W League is set to begin play in 2022 in more than 30 communities across the United States. Head over to uslwleague.com to learn more. Martinez back again to deliver another Bank of America corner kick. Looking near post for Sandoval. That one deflected high in the sky, and it's cleared out by Taylor.
Caelan Ryden had completely managed to pick his marker in there. He was wide open at the back post there, but the ball just didn't quite carry through to him.
Good switch of play there from Rivas, and now Cello has plenty of space to deliver one into the 18, and it's poked away momentarily and now cleared. And they're going to get Sandoval for the high boot there. So we're seeing the substitute, Pino. Looks like Austin almost going with two at the top now with Doof. Looks like we're moments away from seeing another Austin change. So we'll wait on that. Again, these substitutes brought to you by REDW. REDW CPAs and advisors. There's no substitution for integrity. As that ball is played long. Suggs plays it forward. Moreno, for not being very tall, he is a very physical player.
For sure, he's really, really awkward to play against as a defender because, again, he's another player who's all action, doesn't mind the physical side of the game. Like you say, despite his he's not the tallest guy in the world, but he is strong, really strong.
And here's the change that we were mentioning just a moment ago. For Austin, checking in is number 27, Juan Pablo Torres, and exiting is last week's goal scorer for Austin Bold, number 3, Colin Fernandez. Less than half an hour remaining of the 90 here at the lab. It's Pride on the Pitch night. Tyler Ortega alongside Chris Hurst for the first time this young season, Chris. So you'll be saddled in for the long haul up here in the broadcast booth.
I know you've missed me. Try not to sound too disappointed.
Here's Baez. Had Pino in the 18. He's the only Bold player in the 18-yard box. So they tried to cross that one, and it's played away by Harry Swartz. Pino has, or excuse me, that was Torres. Sinking back. Gordon. Suggs marking. Turns and the cross goes in and just missing the header as that one goes out for a goal kick. That was a very dangerous chance for Austin Bolt.
Yeah, and Austin Bolt have just changed their formation slightly. They've gone 4-2-3-1. Torres is just playing just in behind Pino, who came on as well. So yeah, they've just tweaked things a little bit. Gone 4 at the back. It might just take a minute here for New Mexico United to work out how that changes what they're doing.
So we have another substitution here for New Mexico United. It's number 99, Brian Brown, entering the match as he replaces number 9, Devin Sandoval. Substitution brought to you by REDW CPAs and advisors. There is no substitution for integrity. Here's Hamilton.
They've just made me into a liar as they drop back into a back three right there. Yeah, it's brilliant.
For as much as Austin has sat back defensively, Chris, their communication has been very good here this evening.
I'm just looking forward to the tweet.
Here's Rivas. Finds Moreno. Mondo Moreno has that one poked away, and it's cleared away by Taylor. Swartz. Back for Rivas. That ball makes its way into the 18, and Taylor playing a dangerous game there with that one. Austin still haven't completely cleared the dangers. Here's Baez, and now they've got a little bit of breathing room. Gordon trying to dart forward. Gets it back from the give and go and just plows over.
That was a heavy challenge. It
New
wasn't
Mexico
a foul.
United players. As we've got a quick stoppage called on the pitch as Gordon is down.
Is that Hamilton?
So we'll have another look here at this one. It's Guzman, actually, as Guzman really takes the brunt of that challenge in the chest area. You can even see his head snap back just a little bit there. So obviously injury's the worst part of any sport, Chris, and we're hoping that Juan Pablo Guzman is all right.
That was a brave tackle there. He knew he had to make it. Omar Gordon was getting up to speed again. Used all his experience. Almost the same tackle that we mentioned about 10 minutes ago or so. But this time, you know, he just didn't quite get down quick enough. And yeah, let's say really brave, really good tackle. Wasn't a foul, but both players absolutely 100% committed. Both teams going for the win here. And, you know, it's just one of those things, unfortunately.
While we've got a second, we'd like to let all of our fans know that the Residence Inn Albuquerque Airport is offering a 15% discount for New Mexico United fans. They have spacious suites with fully equipped kitchens, free Wi-Fi, a fitness center, and a barbecue patio. They'll offer free shuttle services to New Mexico United home games upon availability. The hotel is also New Mexico Safe certified. Give them a call to book your room tonight at 505-242-2844. Also want to let you know that don't let a workplace injury keep you on the sidelines. Ben Sherman Law will fight to get you the compensation that you deserve. For a free case evaluation, you can call Ben Sherman Law today. Get some live looks at the New Mexico United faithful on hand, Chris. As we said, you can really feel the tension, the energy here in the lab, just waiting for the ball to find the back of the net for the first time here tonight.
Yeah, exactly. And it's been buzzing all night, and like you say, there's been a little bit of a building kind of momentum maybe. The substitutions have changed the game slightly. Austin Bold have kind of tweaked a few things, changed their personnel, but it really has been building.
Let's take a look at some of the matches coming up here over the next few days. As we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, tomorrow Hartford putting their unbeaten record on the line against Charlotte Independence. That is a 7 p.m. Eastern kickoff. 5 p.m. Mountain Time. So there's a couple other matches on tap there for you. So we again look around the league. As we mentioned earlier, the W League has been announced. Hartford and El Paso still unbeaten. The only two teams left in the championship unbeaten. And we made mention of one contract extension for New Mexico United earlier with Kalen Ryden, and now we're happy to mention Armando Moreno, the the substitute here this evening, has also signed a 2-year contract extension with New Mexico United, tying him to the club through the end of 2023. Substitute has taken place here for the black and yellow. Checking in is number 23, Michael Azira, as he replaces number 7, Chelo Martinez. We also see Andrew Tenari come on as well as he replaces the injured Juan Pablo Guzman. Tenari, this is his 5th appearance on the 2021 season.
Sorry, I was just going to say, what experience to be able to bring off the bench. When Juan Pablo Guzman goes down, I'm sure he's in concussion protocol. That was a heavy blow to the head. And to be able to bring Michael Azira and Andrew Tenari off the bench shows the depth that New Mexico United have this year.
And now with this, I think we can expect to see Sergio Rivas drop into that 10 spot with Chelo vacating that and heading off to the bench. We'll see Armando Moreno slide up to play up top with Brian Brown. That ball falls. Here's Andrew Tenari. Here's Michael Azira. The savvy veteran He's made 130 appearances in MLS. This is his 6th appearance for New Mexico United. Hamilton plays it over for Moreno. And what a luxury for Troy Lesesne, and that just shows how deep this squad is when some of the guys you're bringing on, as that one deflects, and Panico able to fall on that one. That was very, very dicey there, Chris.
It wouldn't have been the prettiest of goals, let's definitely put it that way, but you know what, that was just all about Josh Suggs just kind of trying to get into the right areas, hoping a ball might bounce to him, and it very nearly worked.
As we have a look at that TLC replay. Tonight's replay is brought to you by TLC Plumbing. TLC is the leader in New Mexico when it comes to home and business service needs. Hines has that one poked away. Hamilton getting in there. Doof plays it across. It's sent away momentarily by Josh Suggs. But as I was saying, the luxury that Troy Lesesne has in some of these substitutions, you're bringing on Michael Azira, who's an MLS veteran, has tons of appearances. Amando Moreno, another guy that's played in the MLS. We see Brian Brown, who is a proven goal scorer, not only in this league, but in other leagues around the world. Squad depth at an all-time high here for New Mexico United.
Yeah, it really is a wealth of riches when those kind of players, that caliber of player is able to come off the bench.
You know, and that's something that we have heard from Troy Lesesne, you know, so far this season, is that training is more intense than ever. Selecting the 18 is harder than it's ever been for him in his 3 years at New Mexico United. And that's got to tell you something, because in year 1, they made the play-in round as an expansion franchise. In year 2, playing every match on the road, they win their first playoff game. Fall in extra time, 120 minutes, going to PKs at El Paso. So I think New Mexico United fans are wondering, what can this man do next at this club? Suggs plays it back for Azira. Over for Schmidt. Tinari is looking for Moreno. There's a little bit of a miscommunication there between those two.
Wasn't a bad idea, but you can see Justin Schmidt on the right corner of the 18-yard box. Sam Hamilton, the right centre-back, on the other side of the corner of the 18-yard box. New Mexico United really are going for it right now.
Hamilton does well to keep that one in play. Here's Swartz. Puts that back for Tinari. Swartz now. Moreno. In the 18 is Amando Moreno. Tries to cross it, and Baez does just enough to disrupt that cross. Panico on pace for his 3rd clean sheet so far this season, if he can hold tight for the next 15 minutes and change.
Second half, he's certainly been busier than Tambakis has. But Tambakis as well. He's on his way to potentially a second one, right? I mean, you know, we don't want the commentator's curse up here for either of those guys, but it's certainly looking that way right now.
There's Tambakis claiming that one is Doof making the run. Now both keepers looking for back-to-back clean sheets here. Azira. Schmidt plays it forward for Suggs. And Suggs' cross is blocked out by Okugo, and it's going to be a Bank of America corner kick coming up here for New Mexico United. That is Josh Suggs, the captain of this New Mexico United squad out of Las Cruces, New Mexico. 3rd year in a row being the captain. Coming into this game, led the team with 19 crosses. It's Rivas to take the corner here. Rivas, right in and just sends it wide. Does Kalen Ryden. And I think about 99% of the people in the lab, Chris, had both hands on their head after that one.
Wow, that's certainly been the closest chance, just watching it back here. Great whip ball in, great connection from Ryden. It's not a free header. Taylor did just enough to put him off there. Just, you can see the keeper's rooted to his spot, wasn't going to get there if it was on target, I don't think. So it was, closest New Mexico United have come by a long way.
Kalen Ryden looking to open his account here in this 2021 season for New Mexico United. Of course, he did score for the Black and Yellow last year. Sort of an ironic goal scoring at Real Monarchs, his former club. As that ball played to the back post and tipped back by Rivas and eventually dealt with by Nick Hines. Things starting to open up here a little bit more. Last 15 minutes. Hamilton, Rivas, Swartz now. Swartz does that go off of Sis, and it's a throw-in for New Mexico United.
You wonder how much heat, travel, altitude can all be starting to play an effect. Legs starting to get a little heavy for Austin Bold right now.
Suggs gets the service in and just misjudges the ball there. It looked like Chris, I think if he's able to maybe touch that, he could have a clear shot on goal, but again, you got to give credit to Elliot Panico.
Yeah, Panico, it looks like he was he wasn't really sure whether to come or whether to stay. Suggs could have just got any kind of touch on it. I feel like it might have just dropped in there.
And just announced it is the first sellout of the season for New Mexico United here at the Lab. Of course, under some state capacity restrictions, only allowed to have 75% occupancy here at Isotopes Park, but they've sold it out tonight. 9,288 people in attendance tonight. Moreno plays that across to Schmidt. That run by Brian Brown is going to be flagged for offside. It's our official. The AR over on the far side, that's Walt Heatherly. You can see the curse there behind the goal of Elliot Panico. Starting to get just a little bit restless.
Coach Lassane is losing his mind right now. I believe this is probably about, they're taking as long as possible on every single restart right now. I think they're settling in for the clean sheet, try and get what they can, try and get out of here with a point if they can.
Well, and in all fairness, I think a point for Austin here tonight, you could classify that as a success. As you mentioned, travel maybe taking a toll on them here so far, having played in Pittsburgh, their last match just last weekend, and now to be back at New Mexico United at altitude, maybe just looking to take a point back home to Texas. So that foul is going to be called on Justin Schmidt. Free kick coming up here for Austin Bold. You can see Troy Lassane on the sideline, and this was something that we saw the last time we were here at the Lab, Chris, against Loudon, with a lot of gamesmanship, we'll call it, in the second half.
Yeah, they've got to be careful, New Mexico United, not to let it boil over. That was a very frustrated foul that Justin Schmidt just gave away there. Gives Austin Bold a chance that they could nick something on a set piece here. They'll be laughing all the way to the bank. It's you just got to be careful. Control the controllables. Can they keep the ball moving? Can they create one or two more really good chances going the other way?
Free kick coming up here from Torres. Swings that one in, and it's met by the initial man. I believe that was Andrew Tenari that played that one away. Another Bank of America corner kick coming up here. The wave making its way around Isotopes Park here this evening. As the fans keeping engaged.
See, it's never a good sign.
Torres here for the corner now. Torres plays that one in. And Tambakis comes up with the save. Oh, that's a dangerous ball played back. Tambakis has to slide and clear that one out. Big save by the Greek, Alex Tambakis.
New Mexico United just causing all their own problems right now. Silly little chippy fouls, giving the ball away in silly areas. They just need to collect themselves to try and, one last push for the last 10 minutes to try and send this bumper crowd home happy.
Thrown there is stolen immediately by New Mexico United. Baez maybe having a few words with Amando Moreno. You can see the frustration starting to show as our official is calling him forward. Rivas saying, "Can we just get underway?"
This really is. It's playing into the hands of Austin Bold right now. Keep breaking the game up. No kind of rhythm. It's unfortunately it's not the first time it's been seen at the Lab, and it's not going to be the last.
Thrown here, and it falls to Kalen Ryden. He's got to be quick with it, gives it away to Torres. And Azira now tries to play a little 1-2 with Schmidt, but it's Torres again. Comes in to poke that one away. Gordon blocks that clearance attempt from Suggs. Here's Gordon. Baez crosses in, does Baez, back post, and that's going to be out for a corner kick. Nervy moments here in the last 10 minutes at the Lab.
This crowd are even sensing it. They can tell the team need a little lift right now. If I was the Austin Bold coach right now, I would be trying to get my guys on the ball. Blood in the water, let's go.
Chance of Let's Go United fill Isotopes Park as the home side deadlocked. 0 goals apiece with Austin Bold as this cross into the box, and it's dealt with immediately by Taylor. Here's Swartz. Who's going to produce the moment of magic here tonight, Chris? Here's Andrew Tinari. Austin with 7 players in the 18-yard box right now. Here's Rivas. Switches the play, Schmidt. Schmidt tries to pull it back. Over for Azira. And Azira does well to win the throw-in. Schmidt over for Rivas. Here's Sergio Rivas. Has a go, does Rivas. And that one is no issue at all for Elliot Panico. And if you're Troy Lesesne, how do you feel about that attempt there from Sergio Rivas, Chris?
He threw his hands up in the air. He was clearly frustrated with it. You can't blame Sergio Rivas for having a go there. It sat up nice for him. But I feel like Troy Lesesne just wanted him to move it. One more pass, get it out wide, keep moving the ball, be patient. They're forcing it a little bit right now. You can sense crowd's a little frustrated, coach is frustrated, players are frustrated. It's going to be an interesting last 5 minutes or so here.
And since that game at Colorado Springs where they scored 3 goals, which was about 3 weeks ago, New Mexico United have been shut out by Loudoun right here on this pitch. Last week, only scoring 1 goal at Monarchs. And here tonight, they played 85 minutes and change, and they're still scoreless.
And that's something that Coach Lesesne mentioned in his press conference this week, chance creation. They need to create more chances. And today, like high quality chances, they've been lacking, unfortunately, so far.
Tinari tried to scoop one over the back line. As he gets it back, spreads it to Sam Hamilton. Here's Tinari once again. Moreno now. Moreno turns, pokes it forward for Brown. Brown, a big body, does well to hold that ball up. Schmidt down for Rivas. This could be dangerous. Rivas crosses it in, and that goes off of Gordon. Throw in here for New Mexico United once again. Azira over to Hamilton. Swartz. Here's Azira again. Tenari. Hamilton was offside. And that was a great call by the assistant referee, Sam Hamilton, just a little too late getting back on side as the boos start to rain down from all 9,288 people here at the lab.
Who would be a referee, right? You do your job right and you get booed for it.
As a referee, you're always going to be wrong to at least half of the fans. 88th minute now. New Mexico United, Austin Bold. No goals for either side. Tyler Ortega here alongside Chris Hurst on ESPN Plus and Estrella TV. A little too much on that one there from Justin Schmidt. It's out for an Austin Bold throw.
All the tricks are coming out now.
Pino plays it back for Baez. Pino tried to get through Justin Schmidt and goes to ground, not going to get the call.
It's like trying to run through a brick wall, isn't it?
And Justin Schmidt, to use some proper terminology, Chris, is an absolute unit in that back line. Swartz. Swartz goes to ground, fouled by Torres. This could be a good look here for New Mexico United as they opt for the quick restart instead. Moreno turns quickly, pushed down by Baez, no call. Schmidt able to peel that one off of Doof. Here's Tenari. Tenari cuts it back across. Swartz. Here's Hamilton. Cross goes in and it's headed away by Okugo.
9 guys again defending the 18-yard box for Austin Bold.
Into the 90th minute we are. It's just stoppage time remains. Here's Rivas. Gives it back to Tenari. Moreno for Tenari again as Tenari goes to ground. He's not going to get that call. Schmidt. Tenari. Now Moreno plays it across for Harry Swartz. Hamilton. Hamilton on top of the 18, crosses it in, falls to Suggs. Lays it off for Andrew Tenari. And he was looking for the run of Justin Schmidt, and just a miscommunication there between the two, with Schmidt maybe dealing with a little bit of heavy legs out there. So we've got 5 minutes of stoppage time here, and stoppage time is brought to you by New Mexico Pinon Coffee. Great coffee is a matter of opinion. Rivas. Still time here for either side to capture all 3 points this evening. Gordon plays a good ball down the flank. That was perfectly weighted. Baez plays it all the way back to Taylor now. Baez looking in the 18, and it's headed away by Hamilton. New Mexico United can counter. Here comes Rivas. Brown, far side, Brian Brown. Marked by Hines. Out to Swartz, Brown asking for it back. Doesn't get it, it goes to Hamilton instead. Here's Swartz once again. Tenari scoops it in, looking for Moreno, and the offside flag is up. Now it looks like Omar Sis is down for Austin. Certainly hope he's doing okay. Looks to have been grabbing his head just a little bit. As we have a look here at this TLC replay. As Moreno, I do think that was a good call, the offside there by the assistant referee over on the far side.
Yeah, I think Moreno just expected the pass to come a touch earlier, so he went a little too soon, or the pass came a little too late, whichever way you look at it.
2.5 minutes of the 5 allotted minutes have passed here in stoppage time. Long ball played forward. Ryden falls down, but Suggs is there to deal with the danger. Tenari. Scott Schmidt making a run. Perhaps took one too many touches as Brown is dispossessed in the midfield by Gordon. Hines. Now Torres. Looking long, and that's cut out by Suggs. Jorge Troncoso has made his way into the match for Austin Bold just moments ago as he replaces Doof. Swartz goes to ground. Here's Tenari. New Mexico United throwing everything they got, looking to break the deadlock. Cleared away there by Gordon, and the foul going against New Mexico United. It's going to be a Fiesta Auto Group free kick here for Austin. It looks like Gordon is down for Austin Bolt as the trainer will make his way onto the pitch. As we are in the 95th minute, Chris. Last time we were here at the lab 2 weeks ago, we saw the, I think it was the 102nd minute before the full-time whistle was blown. Hopefully not on track for that here tonight. Although there has been a few stoppages here in stoppage time itself.
You've got me worried now. I'm already past my bedtime.
Approaching 9:30 here, local time in Albuquerque.
Big game tomorrow morning, as everyone knows. It's coming home.
Yeah, football on almost daily for about the next month with the
all day
European Championships going on.
You made that sound like a negative. There was nothing negative about that sentence right there.
Thoroughly excited. I was up at the crack of dawn this morning watching at 7 a.m. local time and the other two games that followed after that. So that long ball is played and eventually just kicked out by Torres there. Trying to waste a little bit of time, but New Mexico United able to regain possession and going to have one final go here in search of the game winner. Tenari with a nice step. Comes Andrew Tenari. Cuts it back, and he's just ran off the ball by Omar Gordon. It's Pino being double teamed and winning the throw-in. And it's not going to matter anyway. That is the full-time whistle here at the lab as New Mexico United and Austin Bold FC play to a goalless draw here tonight, Chris, in front of 9,288 people. Real quick, what did you see from both sides?
I think it was a frustrating game. I think second half, Austin offered not a whole lot going forward. Very much set up their stall to come away with a point. New Mexico United will be disappointed. They had a lot of the ball and didn't do enough with it, unfortunately.
Yeah, and we saw some substitutes. I mean, Troy Lesesne really went through, I think, all of his attacking options. We saw Illich, we saw Sandoval, we saw Cello, we saw Rivas, we saw Moreno, we saw Brown. It seems that goals are hard to come by here for New Mexico United as of late.
I mean, it's the hardest thing to do in soccer. That's why, you know, strikers are paid the big bucks, right? You know, so yeah, they have to find what their formula is going to be going forward.
So you can see the players just exchanging pleasantries after a hard-fought match. The second time these two teams have faced each other on this very same pitch in just 28 days. Tonight's full-time score is presented by Duke City Cares, and once again, it is a 0-0 draw between New Mexico United and Austin Bold FC. We're going to step aside here for just a moment. We'll be back in just a few.
This one's for every sports fan who just spent the entire game explaining to someone the entire game. You've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar. If sweat is your body's natural way of cooling itself down, then condensation is a beer's natural way of saying, drink me. Michelob Ultra, now with a new look.
This is where I keep my memories. Those carefree days when we were all so close. Those sounds, shapes, those special places. I've missed them. I'm ready for some new adventures. And so is New Mexico.
This one's for all the parents whose idea of a big night out is a 15-minute drive to a takeout. You've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar.
Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. Post-game scenes from Rio Grande Credit Union Field at Isotopes Park as New Mexico United and Austin Bold FC have played to a 0-0 draw. Tonight's Duke City Cares final score is 0-0, as we mentioned. As you see Alex Tambakis, Sergio Rivas making their way off the pitch again in the special Pride jerseys for tonight as they celebrated Pride on the pitch in front of the first sellout of 2021, Chris, in front of 9,288 people. And although those 9,288 didn't get to see their side win, it was a fun night nonetheless.
It was. And, you know, there's obviously some positives. The clean sheet, back-to-back clean sheets for both teams. Possession, that start of possession, absolutely amazing, you know, and that second half, New Mexico United just added to how much they controlled the ball.
Well, and you also see another stat that jumps out to you, 11 offside calls against New Mexico United. And these final stats brought to you by Duke City Cares, your medical family. But again, the discrepancy in shots on target, New Mexico United, all signs pointing like they should be walking out of here with 3 points tonight.
Yeah, it is. You know, and I mean, again, the positive is they've got a really solid base now. They are New Mexico United are very hard to break down at the present time. They just have to find out what that winning formula is going forward. The hardest thing in the game, and you know, same for Austin Bold as well.
So we have a look at the scoreboard from around the league. El Paso and Switchbacks tied at the halfway point, 1 goal apiece. Orange County on top of Oakland Roots, 1-0 at halftime. Phoenix Rising Tacoma Defiance locked in a scoreless draw at the break, 0-0. And Rio Grande Valley on top of Real Monarchs 1-0 at half. So Chris, it was Pride on the Pitch. It was your first game in tonight. Tons of fun. Thank you for joining me once again. Really looking forward to the rest of the season.
Yeah, man, it's good to be back. Enjoyed it. You know, the game was a little bit, bitty, bit frustrating, but it's great to be back. Great to see fans back in the lab, more importantly.
So that's going to do it for all of us here, for our production crew, for Chris Hurst, my color commentator. My name is Tyler Ortega. Thank you for watching.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.